before getting Me Too'd. And after.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
We love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey there to all you wonderful, wonderful people today. Man, what a day. What a day indeed. I mean, today it was the main event. I'm pretty hyper right now, by the way. You hopefully caught us over on Ricada Law's channel. If you haven't, by the way, you should definitely tune into that. I mean, like I said, it was interesting. It started out a little odd with the low volume. You know, that was the court's fault, by the way. They had the volume at like at cricket level. And I'm not talking about the kind of crickets that, well, you know, there's two types of crickets I like. There's the type of crickets like that. I love these crickets here. Hi, crickets, I love you. and then that was dumb. And then there's also the type of crickets I don't like. You know, the ones where I can't freaking hear anybody in the courtroom. I kept thinking, what happens if they don't turn up the volume? What happens if the volume stays low for JD's people, but it suddenly pops up later on for hers? I mean, what exactly is that? Hey, let me drop a link to Yellow Flash. If he does want to come in here, that is up to him today. He's actually done some cover. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to try to link up. I don't know. I will watch the show, you know, as in the show, like the big craziness that's going on every day. And I will do I'll do a recap like this. I'll give you all of my opinions. I believe my opinions are very well informed because I've spent time around the case. Again, there's a lot of other people give you that. I have some very good sources. I can't say much on there, though. Although I have this distinct feeling you will hear this name, you will hear it in the courtroom. I have the distinct impression that somebody will bring it up. That's why we're in a document there. Somebody, I know how that got in there now. I know who that is. And you'll find out. Well, let me just say this. You will find out that yours truly did talk to somebody. I will not give any details on what went on with that or anything like that because, again, that is their business. But they are the ones that broached that subject, not me. I'll never burn a source, like I said. But you will find out that, yeah, there was a discussion because, again, I actually heard this from backroom chatter that came from the other side because I didn't find out anything about what was going on there. I actually they have leaks over there, and I found out where my name came up in the document. So that'll be an interesting thing that should come up in the court. If it doesn't, well, we'll talk about it one day because it is in a court document. We just don't have access to it. It's one of those documents we don't have access to. But on top of that, I mean, the day itself, one of the things I'm going to do too for everybody out there, because I think this is kind of interesting, I'm going to make sure that while we're covering that you can keep up with the trial. Like say you're at work, you can't pull this stuff up. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post here and I'm going to do my best. Again, I would rather you watch the trial, okay? Because you make your own informed opinion. However, I'm going to post whatever I see. There will be a lot of posts too. They may come like rapid succession with a picture, where I'm pulling something up. But there were a lot of statements in today's trial that were crazy ones. I mean, when you got down to it, like when Amber, like Johnny Depp's sister, for example, when she got out there and she was talking about some of the things that Amber Heard said, when she said, basically, stop arguing, stop fighting, stop being abusive, she says that Amber Heard told her, get off your cross. Get off your freaking cross. Johnny, he likes it feisty. Now, I can tell you with certainty from sources that that's not the case. Johnny may like them feisty, but he didn't like them where they're trying to drive him to the end. And, according to sources and according to my own insight on there, and I'm sure your own insight too, I think the end goal was suicide. By the way, I need you to find something for me, okay? I saw this in the courtroom, but I need somebody to get me a clip of this. It's important. So, and you can message me, granularheaven@gmail.com, or you can tag me in at Twitter, but I may not see it because I got about 1 billion reminders. Amber Heard passed Eve Barlow a note in the freaking courtroom. That is a no-no. You don't have, you got to think about this. Amber Heard may be travel companion, lover, whatever the hell that is. Eve Barlow registers themselves as a journalist. That's their bread and butter. They call themselves a quote-unquote legendary journalist. So Amber Heard, during the middle of a trial, passed a note to a journalist. And that's not acceptable. I'm going to put that shit on blast. I'm going to put that shit loud on blast. But I need somebody to link me into a picture of it. Like I said, I saw it, but I don't remember. It was a long day. I watched 7 hours of stuff live. Plus, I saw about 1 million other things. So I need somebody to send that to me, okay? But yeah, what I'm going to do, though, if you can't keep up, I'm going to try to give my highlight of things. But we know about a lot of this stuff. It's different to see the people speak. I thought there were some problems today too from JD's team, just to be honest. I'm going to be blunt about it. Again, when I say that, I'm just going to tell you what I think about something. I thought, for example, when the sister was up there, they could have stopped that. She was up there languishing for 30 minutes while they asked her questions that they repeat. It was on repeat, the same question. You could just say ask and answer. They didn't object to it correctly, and they should have. They should have shut that down. I think that was a mistake. I also don't feel that there was enough prep possibly with the sister. She didn't seem like. She seems like she wants to be a nice person. She seems to want to be thoughtful and meticulous, and she doesn't seem like somebody that wants to just unload both guns on someone, but she might have to. All right, so anyway, let me back up, all right? Actually, let me do something first. I'm going to explain something before anything. I want to mention this, and then we'll get going really well, okay? Absant, thanks for the 5 there. By the way, thank you. The best answer today was Johnny's sister saying Amber was aggressive all the time and he always had to calm her down. Yeah, I actually liked the answer that she put out there. She was saying that you have to placate Amber Heard. Like, think about how many people have said this and how many people are going to get on the stand and say this. If you say over and over again, somebody, they're difficult to be around. You have to calm them down. You have to make sure that they're not going to explode on you, out of the proverbial blue. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. That says a lot about a person. And what it says about them, by the way, is scary. Okay. So I'm going to mention something before we get started. I'm going to explain why this is too. All right. So yesterday we talked about, yesterday I talked about comic and 30 days ending. Now, you can extend 30 days. And with my little one having illness and other things, I extended 30 days. Now, I'm not going to promote all the time, like, oh, look, 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 look. But I'm going to mention it. It will be up here if you have not backed it, if you want to back some alternative. All of these people are doing alternatives. One thing that I think is positive that came out of this epic shit show of a thing that we're watching with Johnny Depp, for example, is that he's going to go out and do his own stuff. You've seen it. You've seen him do projects that he would never done when he was attached to the mainstream. He's done his music. He's been able to go out and do movies that he would have never done. And you know what? Like, Minamata is a fucking masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. And you wouldn't have got that performance before. You need alternatives. And we're presenting an alternative. Like I said, I feel like I want more people to see it, but beyond that, if there's money and it helps, I don't want you to back because we've had those things. I'm just saying bluntly, life has been a crazy ride for the last 8 months, 9 months. I had my own health problems, big ones. The little one had health problems. I'm going to bank some money and we're going to put it on our next project. So, comic book. It is there. I'm going to pin it to the chat. If you want to help out the channel, help it out that way. Get you a product involved. I mean, we're not asking for donations. We're asking you to back something. And if you don't, I still love you. I love you all. You're the best. You are, for real. I'm going to leave this up too. We're going to try to keep everything clean and good to go. I'm going to leave up these every freaking day. But the reason too that I'm streaming with Ricada Law when I get a chance. I don't know if I get to cover the whole trial. I just to be honest, I have a job. I have to take vacation for this kind of stuff. So I could probably take emergency leave, but I can watch the show every day. I can watch it and I can cover it as far as live tweeting and I can talk about it at the 5:30. But I don't want to just cover 1 or 2 days streaming for you and then just drop off. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to you at all. I get to give my opinion. You can show up every day like this, and we'll go through it. And like I said, I'll be blunt about it. We can talk about whatever. And again, there are a lot of people that are streaming. There are a lot of good people out there, and I could do it for money. Like again, a lot of people do it for money, but I don't think it's fair. Nothing wrong with making money, by the way. I just don't think it's fair to pull you in, and then. By the way, did you see? So, Law and Crime struck more than one channel today, and they ended up going back online, but they tried to copyright strike them because of streaming today. They don't own this trial. It is not theirs. I'm going to ask you to watch someone else besides Law and Crime. I don't give a shit if it's not somebody I'm on. That's okay. You watch someone else. But I'm going to say that if a network thinks that they can own these proceedings, they don't. These are public proceedings. They do not own them. So if they want to be striking people, that's the problem. These mainstream institutions, they think that they own information and that they can be the arbiter of truth between you and whatever is going on. They still want to interfere when this is a public trial. They do not own it. The court, they issued a camera pull on that. Again, they don't own this stuff. So if they're going to do that, tune into something else. Because again, that is the problem with mainstream institutions. They thought that they knew better than you, and they don't want you. They want to be the purveyor of truth. They want to stand between you and information and dictate how that information is put out there. They get theirs. They had 10,000 people watching, but that wasn't good enough for them. They had to strike down people because, oh my God, they might actually get something. Forget that. That is not right. And they've done it. They tried to do it in Loricata Law before with the others with the Rittenhouse trial. Again, it doesn't matter if you. It doesn't matter what you think about the trial. You can disagree with the outcome of it. Like if you think Amber Heard is innocent for some reason, but you have at it. You do you. But you should be able to come to that without. I shouldn't be able to limit your access or someone else's access to it. Not when it's that way. They didn't make a product. Like if I make a video, I make a product, and you could chop that thing up. If you upload it 1-to-1, but if you make it, you did commentary or anything, I don't care. I don't care at all. They should be the same way. It should be even less. Frog and Knight, thanks for the 10 there. Appreciate that. Hope for a favorable outcome for Depp. Cheers on your comic coming out. Thank you. We're working on it. We're working hard. You know, that the Indiegogo thing is when we get funding, we start going hard. So I got to look at how many pages we've gotten done so far. Again, the beautiful thing is you can see it come together. It's awesome. This will be our third one that we've worked on. And you guys, you make it happen. So thank you. Allie Richardson, thanks for the 2 there. Tagged you in the video with note passing on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. John Thompson, thank you for the 2 and the thumbs up. Also, hey, Sweet Chastity, tagged and emailed. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you all doing that. I'm going to pass that on to sources, let's say. And I'm gonna raise hell about that. I do, these people want to pretend that, what's funny is they pretend on one side that everything we make up, or we say is made up, right? Oh, they make up everything, blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, they admit that we have sources. Oh my God, that guy, he's in contact with Adam Waldman and Johnny Depp. He's been talking to people at Warner Brothers. Which is it? So I'm gonna take that video and I'm gonna give it to sources, and I hope they burn the freaking asses with it. I hope they do. Excuse my wording. I think that they deserve it. If it can be my fire that lights it, woo wee. I don't have to be the one that lights the fire, but hopefully I can supply the match, baby. Love life. Some days you just love life, Some days you love it. Okay, so the trial today. Let me pull up some backgrounding. First of all, did you see Amber Heard rolling her eyes like a million times? Like she can't stop herself. You know why she does that, by the way? Because she doesn't respect anything. Like I got a picture of one of that, and there's she does it over and over again during the entirety of the trial. Let me give this picture for you here. Picture speaks 1,000 words. Look, her eyes already rolling up. She's making faces over there. What's funny is she was trying to emote and be a human for a little while, or pass as a human while she was sitting over and listening to her lawyer. Her lawyers. One lawyer, I thought he did a decent opening. He got to the point, again, don't like the guy, but I thought he did a good opening. He wasn't, said he's not paid to be a nice person. Okay? Lawyers are not supposed to be nice people. So he did a fair job of presenting what their case is. Again, I don't agree with their case. I'll make that clear. But I think that he did a good job with that. I do think that his name being Rottenborn. So her lawyer's last name is Rottenborn. And I thought, wow, what a fitting freaking name. I mean, if his name would have been Trash Fire or, Want to Drive You to Suicide, that would probably be just as fitting. But Rottenborn worked, yeah. But Rottenborn was out there. So you open up with JD's team. They're presenting to you their argument. And their argument, they made it pretty quickly. I thought they did a good job of that too. And like I said, her team comes back. One of their people does a good job, but then they have their regular lawyer step up. Now, when their regular lawyer, actually, let me show. I'm gonna pull this up in just a second. Burning Witch. I like that name. That's funny. Thanks for the 5. You're number 1. Oh, you are number 1. Thank you. Also, 2012. Thanks for the 2 there. AH drove JD to do drugs. Truth bomb. Yeah. From what I have garnered behind things, this is the God's honest truth. If you look at his life around Australia, when she talks about her quote unquote hostage ordeal, if you look at that, you know what a main discussion was back then? He was trying to be sober. He was in the middle of sobriety. Now I don't know how many months he had, but he had like a decent stretch of sobriety. He gets around her and he starts drinking again, and he starts having issues. Now I know how, like, that's a coping skill. It's a negative coping skill, but drugs are easy to go back to. Alcohol is easy to go back to. It's easy to slip into that. And when you have something around that's supposed to be your support system that drives you into that chaos, it's even worse. By the way, just to say this on the trial, the trial is Monday through Thursday. It is not a Friday, Saturday, Sunday ordeal. So there's a 3-day off unless they change something in the rules. It says that on the court document for the pool camera. I'll show this to you. So I don't think that we actually have a Friday. We may do broadcasts on Friday. We may not. I don't know what'll happen, but you can see right here. This is about the trial. It'll start up 10 a.m. each day and run Monday through Thursday. So 6 weeks of Monday through Thursday is what you're looking at. Again, tomorrow is different, but you understand what I'm saying there. So you get a Friday off. That's actually pretty nice, just to be honest. You don't have every single day spoken for in there. Andros, thanks for the 5. Give him hell, my friend. I have faith and believe in you. The king of the pirates will make it through, and that fraud witch is forever blacklisted. Was she allowed snacks in court? There were snacks. I did see a few people eat. Like it's a long day, so I did see a few people grab some stuff. Sweet Chastity, thanks for the 2. So Piss Dior wanted JD and still has him. Yeah, that was another statement I thought was interesting. So apparently when JD got his Dior discussion, she's in a relationship. Imagine this. You're in a relationship with somebody, right? You have this great news that a company wants you to be a spokesperson, a big company at that. Now, within that, I'm sure that you would want to tell whomever that you're in that relationship with, hey, this stuff, it's amazing. I mean, after all, they want me to be there. Well, look at what she had to say, and I posted this live, but it was interesting. This comes from the sister. Okay, the sister. One thing that they're trying to do, they're scared of his sister, by the way. They are absolutely terrified of her as a witness. Let me just say, I've been skipping around. I will give a summary of the way the trial goes, but you had opening from JD's lawyers. You had opening from her lawyers. Then you had first witness. The first witness still has an hour plus left on them. They said about an hour more. So you're going to have the sister. That was the first witness that was up there. She was interested. Now, at first, when she first started out, what they wanted to do was lay groundworks for some stuff that I'll talk about in a minute. But then she started talking about some of the things that she experienced. One of them, she said, was that when Heard found out that Dior was interested in JD, she was disgusted. That was the qualifier she used. And she wasn't a kind of person like me. Again, excuse my wording when I'm going to say stuff like this, but if it would have been me and the lawyer opened up the doorways for me and he kept going, I would have said, yeah, she's a dirty, skanky bitch, probably, or something like that. She wanted to ruin my brother's life. Fuck her. That would have been my answer to some of these things. And she's not that kind of person. You could tell. But she kept saying with qualifiers, she's a hard person to please. You have to placate her. You have to do this. She has a more professional aptitude than I do. And she was saying, Heard was disgusted by the idea that JD was there. She said, they're all about class, so why would they want Johnny? I mean, what a again, that's a person you're in a relationship. I don't give a crap if they were the most tactless piece of garbage ever. And I'm not saying he is. In fact, I think quite the opposite. But when you see that from somebody you're in a relationship with, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you that not only was the relationship, I believe that this deserves that qualifier people use way too easily. Toxic. It was very toxic. That is a toxic relationship. This is a toxic person. This is poison. She is a poisonous person. And when you look at her face in this clip, like again, I'm just pulling live feed. Look, I'm not looking for pictures. I'm just taking pictures when they switch over. And look at her face here. Like she can't even be bothered to emote like a regular person. She has to sit there and roll her eyes and act like it's crazy. Her expressions, they speak volumes about who she was. She was jealous. Yeah, it's not only that. Some people, Depp, he reminds me of someone that he wanted to be like the gonzo journalist back when. He wanted to be that free spirit. He wanted to love hard, to fall hard, to remain there for it. And with her, like he thought he had that. Now, some people will keep you on a leash, as it were, by destroying you, by beating you down. And statements like that, holy shit. I mean, that's terrible. I unless you're fighting all the time, just to say, okay, so Amber Heard, she would call him a fat old man or an old fat man. She would say stuff like that about him because she didn't want him. She wanted his clout. And I personally believe, I mean, this is my own opinion, I think she wanted to drive him to suicide. I absolutely do. I think that she wanted to drive the man to suicide. But let me pull up the thing for opening. Sometimes food snob. Thanks for the 10. I don't believe in bidding, especially against women, but she has a very punchable face. Indeed. Yeah, I think like, it would be a perfect world in which, people took that idea, sometimes food snob. They took that idea and they said, men should, oh, hey, Flash is here. Flash, what's up? I don't know how long you've been there, brother. Yeah, Mr. Cricket. Listen to that discount Cricket. Here's a real quick. Look, Cricket. Now play your discount Cricket. Yeah, see? Listen to that. Oh, man. That's some sad crickets.
They didn't want to pay for yours.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Thought I'd jump on for a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
no
playing
problem.
Some Elden Ring.
Oh, that's so good, man. So, what'd you think about the trial today?
I thought it was a pretty good first day.
Yeah, I thought it went good.
We'll see how things go forward, but man, her legal team, I think their strategy seems to be to bore people to death.
Well, that's what's her face? I'm trying to think of her name. The female one. She
Grandma.
Yeah, she the Rottenborn. He was good. He was concise. He got to the point pretty quickly. But yeah, Grandma, boy, my God, she bored the bejesus out of me. That was terrible.
She was awful.
Yeah,
it's like, when is she gonna shut the fuck up?
That's what I kept thinking. I was like, good God, man. Let me. Celtic Warrior Poet, thanks for the 2. Damn, my heart is sunk. Adam Waldman is missed. I wish Adam would have been there. That's one thing. I felt like one thing that they need on the Depp side is an attack dog. Like, we haven't needed it yet, but man, we'll see. We'll see. And Adam Waldman is. And Mad Dogger, thanks for the 5. And the super sticker there. Hiya. Well, hey there. Back at ya. Yeah, I want to pull up this thing. Did you see Eve Barlow sharing notes today?
No, I heard you talking about that before the stream, before I jumped
Yeah,
on the stream. That's crazy. You can't do that.
no, it's very much against the rules. So here's a
Did you get a picture of that?
yeah that somebody picked it up. So I'm gonna
I'll put that in one of tomorrow's many videos on this.
yeah,
I'm going to cover the shit out of this trial because it matters.
it does.
Every time I post a video on this, there's always somebody in the comments. Who the shit about Trump? I said, I don't
Cares
give a
about
fuck
Trump?
what he said about Trump.
I don't give a shit about Trump anyway. You know what? We should be making fun of every single freaking politician. We should say terrible things about all of them. Is that a hot take that they don't like? I don't like your politician. I don't like the other one either. So if that makes me a terrible person in your mind, well, that's how it is. He's a politician. I mean, he's a what, a billionaire or whatever, a multimillionaire. I don't care.
Trump's fine. He's not worried about what Johnny Depp said about him. Like,
it was a dumb take.
It was a dumb take, but it's like this is more important than
yeah. Well, I mean, who cares? Is that what we're going to do?
Right. This is about false allegations. Like, this is a big thing. Like, how many people have been burned by someone like Amber Turd? There's so many people that have been burned like by someone like her, and it's I want to see someone like her go down.
Yep. Well, we need a
That's what I
change
wanna
in the
see.
courtroom. We got to have it, man. We got to. Like most of us couldn't afford it. This guy's paid $6 million freaking dollars to fight this battle so far. Like, how many people that got $6 million to spare? Yeah.
Not many. But it's
yeah.
a testament to how ridiculous court is too. $6
It
million.
is. But the mindset too. I think it's ridiculous, the political thing. Again, he said something stupid. I'll admit that. Fuck, I mean, I say something stupid every fucking time I come on Flashcast.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean,
Me too.
And people, they forgive us for it if we say something that they laugh at most of it, but if we cross a line, they're like, who cares, And yeah, I mean, some celebrities, they need to be careful about running away. But again, this isn't that. And I'm also seeing statements saying, fuck him, he's a celebrity, or oh, he's an elitist, he's got money. Dude, no, he's a guy who he was falsely accused, and I believe that he was a victim of domestic abuse, and both of those.
This isn't that far from the Vic Mignogna stuff.
No, it's not at all.
And it's like Vic tried, Vic lost, but well, the appeal's still out on that, and Johnny Depp could sure lose too. It's something that could happen, but I do think that these need to be fought. You need to know that if you try to burn someone's life down, you could have your life burned down.
So E. Barlow, I'm watching.
Is this the video?
See, look, yeah, see her passing shit. Look at that. All right, so this is E.
You blow
Barlow
that up.
right
I
here.
can't blow. Make it full screen.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna blow it up to there. Can you see that? Look. See, they're passing note. They came.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah, that's. I'll message you that and the thing. Put it in a video. I'll do a recap. I'll avoid that one so you can have that one if you want. But I think that's important. Like, look at that, people. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'll put that in a video.
Yeah, because she's not allowed to. She's 100% not allowed to. Doesn't matter with that. Yeah, it doesn't come from. I'm seeing where it came from. It doesn't.
We covered some of this, but
Yeah.
Somebody should get that to Team Depp.
Oh man. Well, I'm going to provide it to quote unquote sources. Can I say it that way? I can never say. I cannot confirm or deny what source I talked to. Amber Heard says I talked to Team Depp. So maybe is that good enough?
Yeah, let's make sure those sources get that.
Yeah, they would definitely. Yeah, because she had. I mean, I saw that live and I thought, what the, because she's supposed to be. It's not just Eve Barlow. It's bad enough you're passing notes in the courtroom, but beyond that, she either got a note from Amber Heard's side or they passed a message to her. One or the other. I can't tell what went on there, but even the idea that happened is just, it's not acceptable. She's also a journalist or a self-described journalist. So you have somebody in a courtroom that is passing messages to a journalist. It's even worse than passing it to a person. Fucking crap, man. I'm pulling up the video. I wanna show what the case was predicated on. So I don't wanna play like a bunch of video, like a recap. Again, if people want to watch it, they can. But I thought the opening for Depp, it was really the one problem I had. They had two lawyers that got up. They had Ben Chew, and then they switched over to a female lawyer. Now the female lawyer,
very attractive too.
Yeah, she was, and that's
much
good.
Better
actually.
than much better than Grandma.
Yeah, and
like I want to hear what the young one has to say.
God, Amber Heard looks so much like a bee the whole time. Do you notice how
her outfit's awful too? I don't know what she's doing there. She just looks angry and masculine, like somewhat.
That look on her face all the time. She either looks bored. Her cheek implants look really rough too, man. But the lady for Depp, like, she was reading off paper, and that's just, you don't put anything in front of your body while you're discussing things with people. It makes you feel detached from the case.
I agree with you. I think Nick was saying it on the stream that she should have been at the podium. Yeah. I think he is right too.
Yeah, you always
standing there like that. That didn't look good. Like, you shouldn't have to hold that piece of paper.
Yeah, it says you don't know your case. That's pretty much what, And again, I thought they did a good presentation. I thought they were very concise. They didn't bore the jury. We know a little bit about the jury from people that were there. They posted about what I thought. Did you see this discussions about the jury, by the way, from yesterday?
Yeah, I read. There was an article that had some quotes about what they were saying, and then your quote that you pulled was the best one about the guy that I can form my own opinions on.
Yeah,
and what's going on there.
There's two people. They're actually in the Laura B is at the trial, by the way, so you can look at what she says. Although they can't text while they're inside the trial, but she's going to be giving her opinions. And then there's a few other people, like the one that they podcast with, Jax. I'll link you to those people. You can look through their timelines too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like I said, I think what they had to say, again, we don't see the. I don't want to see the jury either. I don't want to know anything like too much about them, but I wanted to know the makeup of the jury.
Did you hear about? I saw Andy Signor was saying that Heard was trying to sway jury members. You hear about that?
Did you see what he said about it?
I don't know if he said it. I just saw the thumbnail and the title. I don't remember if it was a stream or a video, but I was wondering what was up with that. I thought maybe you would know.
No, I didn't. No, I haven't yet. I don't know what that's up with. Andy, by the way, I'll give him props. Like, he's gonna be live streaming before I do. So he gives us both time not to step on each other's toes. I'm trying not to step on his. He's trying to, I appreciate that too. So before this, if you want to watch Popcorn Planet, tune into them for sure, and then come over here.
Did you know that this was going to go from? I mean, what was it? 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. At least for me.
Yeah, it usually goes from up till 5 o'clock there. No, it was 5 o'clock their time, so it'd be 4 o'clock my time is where it stopped. Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be a long 6 weeks. They if this is how long it's gonna take to get through a witness, like, this could go longer than 6 weeks.
It potentially, 6 weeks is your guesstimation, your average on what they think will happen there. So they don't really know that it's going to take 6 weeks. That's just their guess at it. They're usually pretty on, though. They try to hurry things forward. But when you get to the main witnesses, who knows how long that'll actually take, I
mean, they had to adjourn for the day, and still they're going to pick back up with his sister tomorrow.
Yeah, an hour still that they say, I thought Depp's lawyers dropped the ball on her again. I thought they should have gone asked and answered. I mean, I think everybody, that's what Nick was saying too. They should have objected because they kept asking the same damn question over and over and over and over. I'm pulling up
you're right, they did.
I'm pulling up the statement. So the defense, they are going to focus again. They actually, what's weird is they made more arguments for the counterclaim than they actually made for the case today. They argued the counterclaim today. And like I said, I thought that was kind of odd, you know. So let's see. They had the three statements. There's three statements that tie into the main claim here. Let me pull up this fucking screenshot. Boom. All right. So you have your statements that this is really the crux of the case when you get down to it.
Real quick, did you even talk about the rape allegation that she just dropped today?
Oh, not yet. No.
Yeah, that's out of nowhere. That's almost like,
actually,
okay, you want to go here.
Okay, that's in another document. This is the first times that they've been brought up, but she used the word rape specifically, not sexual assault. She's going to use the word rape. She's going to say, yeah, it has never happened before, but she dropped that. She wanted to keep this trial out of the courtroom, and the way that you do that is you've got to make, you have certain things that'll keep it out. You know, the judge, when they were deciding, she dropped the bomb of all bombs. She said that he raped me, and that's
a big one. Just keeps getting worse with old Hurd.
But that's what you know. Yeah, that I think I don't know how the jury will decide, but I think that shows regular people that this is a bunch of bullshit.
Never mentioned at all.
Yeah. Even worse than that. If he's a rapist and stuff, why did she invite him? So she gets the TRO, and then 2 months later, she invites him secretly. Like, he doesn't set this up. She does, secretly to a hotel room where she wants to have sex with him. And he turns her down. He's basically like, I don't ever want to touch you again. You're a monster. You know, so if he's some sexually abusing monster, why would she ever do that?
Yeah, I hope they bring all that up.
That's when they have a solid case, but you know as well as I do that it's not about the case you have; it's about how you present it. You know, and Adam Waldman, like I said, I miss him. He's an attack dog. Much love to him. You know, he's a damn good lawyer, but he was not a lawyer that was certified for Virginia anyway, so he couldn't have been the head of this case anyway, but at least he could have been on the case. And then they threw him off with some dog shit. You know, they said he was leaking confidence. It was crazy. So Hurd dumped this entire case into the UK, gave that to the NGN group. Even though some of the stuff was supposed to be classified, she gave it to another judge. So she made it public. It all became public with that. Well, then Adam Waldman put out a couple of statements that came from that stuff, and she started saying, "Oh, he's leaking classified information. These things they've never been, they've never been for public consumption." And the judge allowed that. I was like, "Son of a bitch! This stuff was." She put it into the UK court. You know, you can't do that, but they decided against him. I mean, it was a trash decision. It was a terrible decision.
Well, this time though, there's a jury. So
yeah. The jury makeup from statements. You know, you have males and females. It's a young jury, from what I understand.
Now, the question I have, and we almost talked about this on Flashcast, is so this is different than in a criminal trial. So in a civil file, you only need a percentage of the jury.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have to be unanimous?
No.
So what is the percentage of that jury that they need?
I thought it was more than. I thought it was just.
Is that it? It's just more than?
Yeah, I thought it was more than. So Nick would be better. You know, again, I'm not a lawyer, so I just play one on the interwebs. No, actually, I don't. But yeah, Nick could give us that answer probably better though.
Now, it's good having you on his stream because there was a lot of stuff that they just don't know that you do because you've been on this case for so long.
Well, you know, I remember. If people don't know, by the way, Flash is the reason I covered the case. Like, you know, Flash and I consider us friends. So Flash will hit me up with stuff. And I don't remember what I was covering at the time. Maybe I was still messing around with Vic stuff, or maybe I was talking about comic books again. But you were like, you know, hey, dumbass, why don't you cover this shit? Stop fucking around with that. And when I started looking at it, it was good, but I wouldn't have covered it without Flash poking me that way, you know, being like, go look at it. Oh man, I gotta get a drink real quick. I've been on stream all day long, dude. Oh,
I know. It's gonna be long days for you. I
yeah,
like
it's
just
fun
watching.
though. It's
I
good
like just
though. I mean,
watching the chat and searching for shit.
I like it. I also like the fact that I can do that. I can promote my books while I do that, and I feel like I don't feel like I don't ever feel pressure to you always
You
feel
might
pressure with channel.
you might make $200,000 on your book.
I don't know if I get that. Hey, 150 would be. I got to 113 the other night. That was pretty good.
You might hit if you're going on Nick's channel just about every day. Like he had like 12,000 people watching that stream.
Yeah, it was
And that's
good.
just the first day.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of new people and a lot of new eyes on the book.
Yeah, it was good. In the independent projects again, it's the same thing. I thought it was funny too. I heard somebody say, Johnny Depp wouldn't approve of you marketing with that. You think you think that? Do you think like I wouldn't know if somebody didn't approve? First of all, you think I wouldn't if I got sources? You think I wouldn't have heard that shit? That ain't even the point. They need people to put out information. And,
We're the only ones giving him good press.
yeah, and
Nobody else, nobody in the media is. Every way that they angle shit, it's to make her look like a fucking victim. Just like as soon as you click on that trailer for Court TV, what do you see in the first 5 seconds? He just kept beating me and beating me.
No, did you see that where
for a reason to make
did
him
you
look
see where
like
they
a fucking
zoomed
monster.
in on that one part where they make it look like he was strangling her actually or attacking
Yeah.
her?
Yeah,
That
I
was
did.
some bullshit. God, when I saw that, I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. But really, when you boil the case down, it's really about these statements right here. I mean, it's about 3 statements. Are these, first of all, you have to ask, are these about JD? Is it him that they're talking about? And did these wreck his career? And I think both of them are an easy yes if you're looking at this. Who was she married to at the time 2 years ago? Why did she face the wrath of our culture for women who quote unquote speak out? Again, we have the ACLU letters that show the other drafts like 2 years ago. What's funny is this sentence right here in the early draft said, then 2 years ago, before I got my temporary restraining order from my then husband. That was actually the original line here. So, yeah, her argument, it not being about him, is a bunch of trash.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
bullshit.
I have that pulled up. I was going to show that to Nick, and then it went live because I don't think he's ever seen the originals. Now they can argue that wasn't the public profile, but here you go. So these are some of the. Now there are other drafts, but this is one of their letters. This is a letter with the ACLU. Ricada, thanks for the 100. Appreciate it. Ricada can make it rain hundreds all day long. He's like, psh, I can rain that 100. Thank you for making it rain Priuses. I appreciate that. JD should win, and Yellow Flash should wipe up his tears with his tampons.
I'm gonna send you a bottle of that oil whiskey. What is it? That military special or whatever it was. I'm gonna send you a bottle of that shit.
That's just hilarious.
Well, you have to drink it, and then we'll see some tears of sour from you.
The tears of rickets. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, Ricada, like here's the early. I was going to show you this again, but we'll probably be in the trial almost from go. But this was the early draft of that. Then 2 years ago, actually, this is the first paragraph. 2 years ago, after I got a temporary restraining order against my then husband, I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. The day I left the courtroom and walked into packs of hundreds of photographers, I didn't have a team of bodyguards. My lawyers used their own bodies to block out space for me to walk to my car. The whole way there, I heard the press yelling the same question in one form or another. Is it true that you're making all of this up? Which that's actually a fake statement too. There's video of her walking through there, and they were saying, "Hey, what's going on with JD? So did JD do this?" And they're like, "We support you, Amber." Yeah, and they're media. They're not even like hardcore paparazzi. If they were hardcore paparazzi, they would run over your fucking your lawyers and stuff. They weren't overwhelming her. But you can see they're telling her in this. Could we cut out words like marriage, divorce, restraining order? They're telling her how they should reframe it. And then in other letters, they brag about how they manipulate this stuff too. Here's, again, it's to Amber. I just redact it for my videos. But they said, sorry for the delay. Many lawyers have reviewed it and tweaked the policy bits. Your lawyer should review this for the way I skirted around talking about your marriage. All right, there's one. Here's another one that brags about getting around the NDA. Apologies for the delay, but we needed to pass this through quite a few lawyers first. Please read redacted notes below. Let me know your edits. Also, you should show this to your attorneys, the ones from the long list. I want to make sure nothing was said here that puts you in jeopardy with your non-disclosure agreement. That also, and then there's, of course, the main letter. This pisses me off. I forget who I was talking to. Maybe it was Ricada that said this, and I really agreed. It's good that it's not good this happens to anyone, but if you're going to have somebody that it happens to, it's good that it happens to a high-profile liberal because it shows you how corrupt this argument is. The orange man bad. We're going to use Trump, and we're going to destroy this guy's life. Well, the guy's obviously not a Trump supporter. So
yeah, he's not.
And when you look at this statement, this is the ACLU. I'd like your thoughts on doing an op-ed in which she discusses the ways in which survivors of gender-based violence have been made less safe under the Trump administration and how people can take action. They tell you about timing. It's going to be for the newly elected Congress. They give her her ambassador title. So they give her an ambassador title for women's rights. Could appear in the byline and announced in social media promotion. So you can see, and the reason I bring this up is it's very important for today. The argument for them is she never named Johnny Depp. It wasn't about him. Well, you can see from all the letters and exchanges, it was 100% about him. She 100% knew they were trying to dodge her non-disclosure agreement because she told them she was under a non-disclosure agreement. She could not talk about Johnny Depp. And the way the non-disclosure agreement is worded, it's not just like if I were under that, it's not just me who can't talk about it. It's I can't incite or entice. I can't offer somebody or incite them with my words or rhetoric to do it. I also can't have a friend do that. I can't have anything to do with it whatsoever. And she directly does that.
How do you think they're going to counter that? They have to have some idea because their whole thing is, well, she didn't name him, but then when you pull up all these emails,
she absolutely
taking all this out. I wonder what they'll say to that.
That he was an abusive monster. That she was telling the truth. That ultimately they're going to try to. That's why rape and sexual assault were brought into this because they evoke right away. We have been conditioned to listen and believe now. Oh man, if you don't do that, well then you're a monster, you're an istophobe, but beyond that you have no empathy. So they're banking on the idea that people, they won't look too closely at the allegations. They would just bury them under words. That's why in 2016, when they started this up, they had 3 allegations. That's it, the back end allegations. So they had, I think it's maybe number 11, 13, and 14. I can't remember exactly. It's 13 and 14, another one. Now they have at least 14. They may have more because they've added the word sexual assault to it. Again, never said before. And they've added the word rape. So there may be more allegations now. But from 2016, they went from 3. Then you have it built up in 2020 to 14. Now, in this new trial, you've added sexual assault and rape and God knows what else. So that's how they plan on countering them, man. They plan on muddying the waters enough where they make people agree that it's real.
I wonder if Eve Barlow tries to dox the jury.
Maybe. Eve Barlow.
Once you dox the jury, that could sway this case.
Well, Eve Barlow's an absolute scumbag. Eve Barlow's the one.
She's a huge piece of shit.
She's been taking shots at my account for a while now. In fact, actually, I can prove something. I've shown this before, but I want to show you something that's crazy here, man. I can prove a connection between the doxers and Amber Heard. and some of it's through Eve Barlow, some of it's not, but I can prove it. So there's this. The Amber Heard, first of all, only follows 200 people right on Twitter. Give me a second. I gotta grab all this. All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to show you the follow list first. I'm going to make this case for everybody out there.
I'm surprised they didn't try to call you to court. They know who you are.
They're scared of me because you know what? I'll be like, fuck all y'all. You know what? They'll be like, did you make contact with John? Or do you hate Amber Heard? I'll be like, well, did she back the Hunt for the Littlest umbrella? It's right now. It's available on Indiegogo.
Is she a paying customer?
Yeah, exactly. I don't hate customers, but here's her follow list. All right. Now she follows, if you go back, at one time, all she followed were people with Hollywood merit, blue check marks, right? Then she started following all these nobodies. One of these nobodies right here, this person right here is of interest because they've been doxing people and they claim a connection anyway to Amber Heard's team. So check this out. This is a leaked message from them. I had to redact the name in here. They have these groups behind the scenes. These people are nasty people. They were filing false police reports. I have proof of this. False police reports.
Oh, that's right up Amber's alley.
Exactly. So this person that I just showed you, Amber Heard is following, says, please don't tell anyone in the other group, because they have multiple ones, that we know who the identities of, I redacted their name, are yet. We're going to keep, they mess up, we're going to keep that hush until we know what Amber's team wants to do with that information. Huh. So Amber's following them. They're claiming connection. What makes this even crazier is this person is one of the people that claims that they knocked Adam Waldman offline. So they're being, here we go. 1 second. Said my obsessive compulsiveness shows in this shit. But here, okay, that's that same person. They're like, ha ha ha, I'm tagging out people, getting them violent. Look, they're taking credit for knocking Adam Waldman offline.
Oh,
They're
look at
doing
that.
it that's Johnny Depp's lawyer. And there's one other. Give me 1 second. So those doxing groups that are out there, I have multiple screenshots. Again, Eve Barlow is willing, if she wants to argue this case, she can more than argue it, and I can put out the entire fucking thing of all these people are doing behind the scenes, if she would like that. Oops, wrong one. Open the whole panel. Give me a second. So here's Eve Barlow this is from one of those groups, the doxing groups. Now, she's not doxing anyone, but she is clearly present there because amongst all of the screenshots that somebody leaked from those, you have her communicating in one of those doxing groups. So Eve Barlow's connected to the doxing groups. Amber Heard is connected to it. Amber Heard's team is connected to it. Some fucked up stuff, man.
She's a snaky bitch.
Yeah. I love some, I never thought, man, my obsessive neurotic need to like dig into shit, I never thought that would actually be like helpful. That's hilarious though. Yeah, look at all this proof. Actually, there's a lot of people out there that do that. But Eve Barlow, I mean, she's been aiming at my channel for a long time.
Some people call her Eve Fartlow.
Yeah. She says that it's a pogrom, I think I'm pronouncing that right. She says that is a social media. It is the same version of something that the Yahtzees, she says she's a Jewish activist. She's activist. Of course, she says that you need to pay her to be an activist because she won't do it for free. But she's a Jewish activist, and she says calling her Fartlow is the same as doing the E version of what the Yahtzees did to the Jews.
I bet.
Yeah. What's funny is who made that trend though? It was Seth Rogen. So Seth Rogen, another Jew, is equivalent to the Yahtzees doing something. I thought that was really funny. So a Jewish guy in that story becomes the Yahtzee. You can't make this shit up. But she was trying. Okay, so you see her connection to Amber Heard. She's in the courtroom. She's with her people because she's a travel partner of her as well. She was trying to get me kicked off YouTube. But not only that, that line that she's going with here, YouTube, why do you continue to allow an account, that umbrella guy, to post freely after repeatedly violating privacy rights surrounding information pertaining to the Depp Heard trial that is yet to take place in court? It's a great security risk. So Amber Heard's team, well, there's a redacted part in one of the court documents where they say there's a security risk. Somebody's doing this, that, and the other, and they redact which account it is. Well, the day before that document drops, she fills in the blanks. She's making the same argument on social media that Amber Heard is doing that because she's the mouthpiece for Amber Heard. So any of the horrible shit that she does, she's doing it in the name of Amber Heard, 100%.
Yeah, that's a stupid argument too, because Amber Heard is a big public figure. I can say anything I want about her.
Yep, absolutely. And you know what? But when we're talking about you have you're making a reasonable inference. You're saying A, B equals C. Like if somebody goes to the bath, this is the way that somebody explained this to me in the Vic Mignogna case. If somebody goes to the bathroom and they come out and they're like all that, runny nose, and they have white powder all over their nose, I can infer that they're doing cocaine. A to B equals C. I can infer that, and I'm within my legal right. Now, even more, they're a public figure. Good luck fucking with me with that. But I already have the right.
The interesting thing is Eve Barlow's a public figure too, because she's got that blue check mark.
That's true.
So, and that's right in Twitter's. That's right in their terms of service. It says if you have that, it means you're a public figure. So under their stuff, I mean, you can cite that right away if you ever needed to.
Well, she can sue if she wants. Like I said, they could sue me because but if they do that, I will get over 1 million subs. So bring it. I'll crowdfund a defense. I won't ever pay a dime. You won't inconvenience me in any way, shape, or form. I'll talk shit the whole time. I'll look like a superhero, and I'll get 1 million subs. So sue me.
Yeah, you'll get that gold plaque.
I'll get that gold plaque in my mouth, son. I'll be running around with a freaking grill. I'll be like, ching, and it'll say from Amber at the bottom. Oh shit! Let me catch super chats. Digital demonic.
You can put whatever name you want on there, so you could put from Amber. Like
no, I'm saying I'm going to put a gold. I get a gold grill, for my mouth.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'd show it off. I'd be like, shing. When I smile, it'd say from Amber. Digital Demonic, thanks for the 5 there. Currently rolling my eyes as it seems to be the way to behave in a courtroom setting these days. Here's the money you deserve, Tuck. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let me catch a few. Give me 1 second. I'm rolling up. Sweet Chastity, thanks for the 2. AH pissed Dior, wanted JD, and still wants him. That's true. That statement about Dior was fucked up. Can you imagine being with your significant other? Can you imagine you get an advertising job of a lifetime and your significant other's like, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with that because they want people who are classy. So why would they want Yellow Flash? That's what she did to him. Why would they want Johnny Depp? Yeah, that's fucked up.
That is true, though. Why would they, you want somebody classy. Why would they want me?
No, man. If they pick me for something, they would want me for exactly why they picked me up. Whatever. They know best, I thought that was funny, though.
Well, that just shows you what kind of person she is. I mean, if you're in a relationship or married and stuff, like that's any good win for you is a good win for that person too.
Yeah.
Like it's what a marriage and a partnership is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about that brand is your family. Like I look at that umbrella guy, that umbrella guy, it represents my entire family, my kids, it's upgraded our lives and everything. So like, you're right. I mean, it's everything and everybody in the house.
Partner gets a raise. That benefits you too.
Oh yeah. If I got a multi-million-dollar advertisement campaign, holy crap, man. Dior, I'm talking to you. I'm right here. Celtic Warrior Poet, thanks for the 2. Damn, my heart is sunk. Adam Waldman, I saw that one actually. Let's see. Mad Dogger, thanks for the super sticker there too. Logan Coker, thanks for the 3 and the thumbs up super sticker. Appreciate that. Nate Meow, thanks for the 5. No statement, plenty of statement. Thank you for the support. Alwyn Peterson, thanks for the 5. Love your videos, especially the Johnny Depp coverage. I hope JD wins. All of us do. All of us do. Allie Richardson, thanks for the 5. I love the part about the dirty carpet AH described. Very convincing. I also laughed at the potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Yeah, I get the feeling that Amber Heard has a lot of experience with dirty carpet. Wait. I mean, chatting on things.
I don't think she even really likes men that much.
Oh, she does it, man. She's bisexual in the fact that she likes women and she likes wallets. And you know what? She's not an she's not an ableist either because she likes fat wallets. She's like, I'm not going to fat shame your wallet. Actually, she would. If you were poor, she wouldn't give you the time of day. She only goes after those rich boys. But yeah, I think she's a lesbian for sure. She just likes that money. Chad M, thanks for. Oh, go ahead.
The only time you see her with guys is if it's like somebody that she can kind of grift on, like it was Johnny Depp, and then it was the Rocketman.
Yeah, the Rocketman. Oh man, what a tidier brand. That's the one thing I like. I like Musk's advertisement, but the reality. The reality. He's not just stupid where he was thinking with his nethers either. He's a huge financial supporter of the ACLU. They don't like you. They don't like your speech or your political speech. He just wants his free speech. I don't blame him. I'd want mine, but I'd let everyone else have theirs too.
Yeah.
See, Chad, thanks for the Chad M, thanks for the 2 and the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Me Queen G, thanks for the 5. Tug, who is the dark-haired girl sitting next to Eve Barlow? She was also reading the note. I'm not sure who that was. Does anybody know in that picture who the people are around Eve Barlow? I'm not sure who they were. SoCal Sec, thanks for the 2 there. Need refills. Doctor going GD. Go JD, need refills. Yeah. Ricada, of course, I saw that one. Sean McClure, thanks for the 5. We love you, Tug. It seems like there aren't a lot of people trying to do it right. Thank you for being one of those. Love you. Well, that's what I say. I trust, for real, endorsement-wise, I trust Yellow Flash. He doesn't cover this every single day like I do, but you know what? He gets to hear every fucking thing that comes up. He probably gets sick of hearing some of it, but it doesn't matter. He hears every update from it too. So he's tied into it. Just because he doesn't, you only get to drop 3 videos a day, and he drops them about everything. But we cover every development for the case. Like we've talked about that. So I know for sure, because I know I inform him myself. So I know that he is a trusted source. When you're going and looking at this case, he's going to cover it right. And I know Ricada Law is going to cover it right. Those are 2 people for sure that I know. I know their motivations. Their motivations are men need fucking justice. And that's the right thing. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, brother. See, Wallace, thanks for the 5. Amanda's her liabetes is going into overdrive. That's funny. Even JD was trying not to laugh at Elaine regurgitating lies like they were facts. That was crazy when the old lady, that's Elaine, when that lawyer got up there. God, she was testifying, man. She wasn't giving you a breakdown. So if people didn't catch this, you had JD's team. They go up there. They tell you everything about what's going on. And then you have Heard's team come in, and they have 2 people speak. You have Rottenborn, which is a great name for a piece of shit, but at least he presents a good case. And then you have Elaine. Now, when Elaine gets up there, she goes through, she just rambles. She does it. It's like she spoke a 45-minute sentence. She never stopped. Oh God, it was rough to listen to. And she was testifying. And to the regular part, like, I know the case, and I had trouble keeping up with all the players and things that she was naming. The jury had to be like, what the hell is this lady talking about? Let's see. From One Adam 2024. Thanks for the 10 there. If she leaked the TRO and then released the article shortly after, wouldn't it be a logical conclusion that the article was about Depp? It was. Too, this is a point that I make a lot. We have a lot more people watching today, so I want to make a point on something about the NDA, about the non-disclosure agreement. JD could have won a non-disclosure agreement violation case. He absolutely could have just gone in and wrecked her for that because it's cut and dry. Very easy to win. The problem with that is he would have never gotten to clear his name. So he chose, according to sources, the reason he chose that route was because he got to present his case to the public. And it's not just about, he wants to win in the courtroom, make no mistake, but he needs to win in the court of public opinion. And without him being able to dump all that stuff out there, without Adam Waldman, millions and millions, like if you look at trending these days, you went in 2017, 2018, everything was about fire him, remove his job, like ruin him. And then when he started presenting his case, you even had Me Too turn on her. That's amazing. Let's see. Me Queen G, rather, thanks for the 2. She's just mad that your comics surpassed hers. That's true. Gets down in hell, thanks for the 2. Get a gold chain with a poop emoji on the bed. Gross. That would be hilarious. If she, oh my God, I would pay money to see somebody like go to one of her press you can't go to not the trial or anything. Obviously you wouldn't bother, but I'd like to see somebody in a crowd of one of her things with like a gold chain with a pennant on it that's a bed with a poop emoji.
Did you see them trying to spin like she has fans outside the courthouse?
Yeah.
Like there's one person with this stupid sign that you can't even read from a distance because it's got small little Polaroid pictures on it.
Uh-huh.
Like it just was pathetic.
It's
like,
probably
you can't do selfies or signings, both of you. It's like nobody would want her signature out there. Nobody wants it. Come on.
Well, you also had when they were entering the court. Did you see the footage where like JD was like saying hello to people? He was being warm about it and greeting, and then when she goes in, she's like a stone wall. She hates the people that she thinks are beneath her. You can tell. Fans.
She thinks we're all lesser human.
Yeah. I think she thinks that about everybody. I think that she sees people as a way to get ahead and to manipulate. Again, getting yours. I have no problem with somebody getting their money, doing their thing. You do you. But man, you got to appreciate the people that get you there. And I'm like, for me, I'm no better. Shit, I'm sitting here in my basement, like fucking off, doing some stuff, like goofing off while we're talking here. This isn't highbrow art. I don't think I'm better than anybody. And they need to have that opinion too. They need to be fucking humble. Like JD, I've listened to him lately, and I think that he's taken the time to reinforce the idea that he's nobody without the fans, and she's proven time and again that she doesn't think that way.
No, well, I think he's always kind of like one of the things I like about him is that stuff with him, like going to the children's hospitals all the time, like, and he was never, from what I've gathered, like looking for press on that. He would just go and do it, and then someone would call and say he's here.
Well, she tried to weaponize. She tried to say that he went to like in Australia when he was there. There was a camera crew that went in and they filmed him, because from what I understand, he would carry around the pirate stuff. He called it Jack in the Box. He would carry he would carry around Jack Sparrow, but he called it Jack in the Box. Well, he went to a children's hospital, and she lies. The film crew that was there, that is a hospital film crew. They found out that he was there. They came in. They filmed him because they thought, holy shit, this is great PR for our hospital. And he allowed that. He was like, all right, whatever. But apparently he just likes to carry around the Jack Sparrow costume. And if he's at a place, he'll just pop that sucker out and he'll go to the hospital. He'll make some kids happy about it. He had a thing with his little girl that was it was pretty bad, and I think it was really scary. Like listening to him, I think it terrified him. I know as a parent, if, with my girl going through stuff, man, it's a terrifying
Yeah.
feeling.
Couldn't even imagine.
Oh, so she, like when his daughter pulled through, he thanked all of the people at the hospital and stuff. But one thing that was really eye opening for me while we were at the hospital is seeing all of the kids in need. That's why I wanted to add a charity tier to our comic book. I thought it would, do good for those kids. And I think he does the same thing with Jack Sparrow. He just goes in and tries to do some good,
Yeah, I like that.
I
You'd
do
never
too.
see Amber Heard do anything like that.
Fuck no. I like the fact too. The guy comes from, she likes to claim she's from poverty. They were doing that today, and that's not true actually. She did not grow up in the dirt and pull herself out. JD's family
You don't
did.
own horses and breed horses and come from the dirt.
Yep.
Fuck out of here. That's like a rich man's hobby. First off,
Mm-hmm.
at least a well-off man's hobby. Because you have to have land. You have to have enough land for them to run.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that land or the money to feed them, because I have family that's had horses. I know how much they cost to take care of. And this is like before today. So this is when I was a kid. And like you have to have the land for them. You have to like a house, like a barn for them. You have to have the hay prices to feed them. And if you can't do all that, you have to pay for a place to stable them, which is expensive. Like you're not growing up in poverty and breaking and breeding horses and doing all this shit. Get out of here. But see, I don't how many people know that? And it's expensive. It's expensive to feed them every day.
So I'm trying to find out something. So somebody was copyright struck by law and crime. Another person. I'm trying. Let me ask them. Can I say that live? You had that live. So somebody we know that covers this stuff was copyright struck by law and crime because they were covering. They hit a little bit of coverage, like a very small part from law and crime, and they hit their channel. Law and crime has struck a bunch of people today. So
For what? The logo?
no, yeah, for that. Okay, so Come Geek Some, who covers.
Yeah, I like Come Geek Some.
Okay, he got hit. He got hit by law and crime, so he's down right now. It's not just that he pulled 2,000 plus people. That's huge for his channel. His channel, I like Come Geek Some, and he deserves to grow, and that will kill your fucking channel. So law and crime targeted him. I want people to go out there and make fucking noise about this because it's wrong. You tell everybody that is watching law and crime, you tell them not to watch. They've struck 3 people that I know so far today, and they don't own this trial. It's ours. It isn't theirs. It's public. And if they fucking think they can do that, we'll let them broadcast to an empty screen. God, I hate those people.
Nick said they were doing something with camera angles so that they could try and act like they are the artistic.
Yeah. They're saying that,
thing.
they're saying that they own it because they bring in somebody, and they either first of all they'll bring in somebody to the courtroom and they'll run it, or like you said, they'll change up something on their broadcast. Well, you still don't own the broadcast. It's not yours. It 100%. That's why Ricada Law didn't get taken down, because it's not theirs. But while Come Geek Some is trying to figure this out, if it takes days, it killed all of his momentum right now. It will kill his channel, and that is fucked up and unfair.
You've got 2,000 people watching. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, his channel, he deserves, like, he's covered this stuff. He went through the YouTube again.
The big stuff too.
Yeah, he's good people. I like him. I actually like him. I think, again, he does this stuff for again, I don't care if you do it for the right or the wrong reason, but I think he does it for the right reason. I think he wants justice there, and I 100%, I 100% think that's wrong. Regardless, even if I didn't like him, it's still wrong to fucking strike his channel. They're garbage. But I need to ask. I'm gonna see if I can hit up Ricada too and see if he has any answer for him. You know, because I don't really know the answer for that.
He's in the chat.
Are you still there, Ricada? Yeah. So come geek some.
No, come geek some.
Oh. All right. I'll message Ricada just to see. Man, you know, I'll message him while we're talking. You know, again, I don't know. So let's see. Give me one second, people. I know you're listening. So come geeks.
Was that his first copyright strike?
Bye. I don't know. Was that your first hit? Actually, with a copyright strike too. I don't think you don't get a warning, do you? That's a community strike, right?
The first one, unless they knocked him when he was streaming. I know all about that one. I remember when we got struck when we were watching Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember that.
So if you're struck while you're streaming, that's 90 days. If you're not struck, if you're struck while you're offline, the first one is like a warning. The second one is a certain amount of time.
You need to come geek some. You need to get in like an MCN or something, because since we've been in an MCN, like I've been hit during this stuff right here. I didn't talk about some of them because they kept coming in so much. You know, finally they stopped. But publicly, I talked about 7 strikes that I got, and they were removed. But actually, I had 9 to 11 somewhere in there. I have to count them all again. I can't remember. It's been a long day, but I mean, I had more. Because I was clocking. I was thinking, my God, I can't remember if I was going to pass it. Well, I had, I've had thumbnails and other stuff removed too. But if it went for the MCN, like that would have really fucked me up. So let's see, Jackie 816, thanks for the thumbs up there. Appreciate that super sticker and the 3 there. Bessie Knox, thanks for the 5 and the whole super sticker karate dog. I like that. 2012 Jameson, thanks for the 2. Did you look up defamation by implication? I don't know if I did. 2012, thanks also for the 2. JD, never forgot where he came from. Yeah, I'm going to hit that too in just a second. That's a good point. And Kima, thanks for the 2. L and C went after other people because they can't get Nick. That is true. They hate Nick. They hit somebody. I can't think of her name. She's a big. She's a
Emily
big
Baker.
cover. Yeah, Emily Baker. She got nailed today, and she got it back. You might want to text her too. Actually, come geek some. Ask her if you can get a hold of her what the hell she did, because she came back online pretty fast. One other person, Claire Flavin Jones, thanks for the 2 there. Poor people don't go to private school. There's you another. She went to private school. Myself, I come from rural Tennessee. We come from the dirt. Like, I am the first person that's college educated in my family. My family, you know, my granddad, his sister froze to death in their homes because when they were younger, they padded their walls with newspaper. They were that poor. They would huddle in one room in the winter, and they would fucking pad their walls with newspaper. I mean, that's sad stuff. Well, Depp, he comes from rural Appalachia, but he comes from the Kentucky side. You know, he talks about having an outhouse, and I mean, you know, I know that. Like, I had relatives that we lived rough. We lived poor. And yeah, when I hear her talk about that, it's just like she co-ops stories, though. It's just like
she does. She that I remember that from the UK trial of her stealing. She stole
James.
her assistant's rape story.
Kate James. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Kate James. Kate James had a sexual assault, and she came out. It was pretty salacious when she talked about it. And the media, what was fucked up about it is the media just backed off of that story within a day or two. You know,
they said nothing. But she was, you know, poor victim. They love her.
Yep.
Get ready. All the press is going to be pro Amber Heard for the next 6
they
weeks.
are.
They're putting the best pictures up there of her.
Yep.
Trying to make Depp look kind of like a junkie in his pictures. It's all small things that you don't notice. How do you know I'm playing Elden Ring, Kayla?
You said it earlier. You You said you were going to play Elden Ring, so they probably. Invader Cool Studios, thanks for the 10. It's not fair, especially when bigger media strikes smaller creators for copyright. I had to fight YouTube on music in public domain and DMCA free music. It was a pain in the behind. Yeah, that's why we don't really use if we use something like we have done a lot with it, like for live streams. That's the only thing that we end up using it for. With music. I remember when you had all those problems with music, Flash.
Yep, trying to use the Queen song.
Yeah. They hit like, what, 200 fucking videos or something?
Yeah, whole bunch. I had to go edit them all out because I'm not giving you a dime, motherfucker.
Oh, that's nuts. I got hit by...
It took me a day and a half to get all of those songs out.
So did you see yesterday, before the trial popped off, I got hit by the James Corden show. They took down my prep live stream where I was talking about all the stuff happening. So the James Corden show.
Would you show pictures of the? Would you show like video footage of her?
I showed three. I showed 3 and 7 seconds of footage with no sound. I spoke over the top of it, and they struck a minute of a 3-hour live stream. They have never touched anything else before, but they hit that because they don't want to be connected with Amber Heard. She
no one does.
Well, what's funny though is she went on. So she went on there. I think it was 12/16, 2015. She had a show on the Late Show with James Corden. Well, the day before, she said that Johnny Depp, this is one of her incidents, she said that Johnny Depp beat her so severely. He was sitting on her back, and he beat her so severely that when he braced his leg in, it broke the bed. Now, the bed, it was this huge, like, you couldn't break this bed. There's no fucking way, man. You'd take a sledgehammer to break this bed. It was so thick. But she says it broke the bed, and it broke her nose. Let me pull up the pictures while we're talking about this. It broke her nose, blacked both of her eyes, ripped out clumps of her hair, busted her lip. See, this shit is what's going to undo her in the courtroom, because the judge in the UK might be like, yeah, that's all good, but a regular person, I'm going to show you these pictures of her with a broken face. Remember, this is the day after, and she says, did you catch she's going to bring in a makeup artist, a makeup professional?
Well, she had concealer.
Yeah. They were holding concealer up. Like, look at this. So here's the picture of her. This is her with a broken nose. Look at that. She's got a plastic nose. It's made. She's got a ready-made nose. There's no fucking way. Let me grab that, and I'll make it where we can zoom in, because I can't zoom in too much farther than that. But she's got a nose job nose. And again, if you got a nose job nose, that's fine. But if you broke that shit, it's not gonna. She's not somebody. I've known people that could deal with pain. She's not somebody, you can tell. If she had like a little scratch on her hand, she would be like, oh my God, I'm dying, Anyway, but this is supposed to be her she said he broke her nose. There's no deviation in that nose job. It's perfect. That's not a broken nose.
Yeah, that's not a broken. I've had my nose broken, and it's
Me too.
like
twice.
There's like a little bend in it because of that.
And the swelling.
You
remember
get
the day
surgically
after?
fixed for that.
Well, you remember the day after, your face swells up too,
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be the day after she broke her face. So she's supposed to have 2 black eyes. She's supposed to have a busted lip. Now, during the show, too, she moves around. You can actually see her wrists almost all the way down to her elbow. She has no marks. You can see she has loose-fitting shirt on, so you can see around her neck. And she has no range of motion issues. So if somebody, again, even as a man, if somebody were to kneel on your back and just pummel the shit out of your head and your back, like you would have range of motion issues. But she's apparently like a mutant. She can heal back. She has mutant powers. She's not lying, Flash.
Yeah.
She's the one that based the X-Men.
She's such an angel. Always honest Amber. That's what they used to call her.
Yeah, back in the day,
Yeah.
when when she was poor and
Yeah, old honest. Here comes old honest Amber with her horse.
she's gonna ride up on her horse.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, I picked up. So I was live, live tweeting the whole all day long. I picked up like 500 fucking followers on Twitter today.
Yeah, I've been picking up a bunch too. I picked up like 90 today.
You notice though, like every time I share something, it's like, good God, it's I mean, you're picking up, you got a lot of attention. I love the fact that people are backing me enough. Like every time I, I share something, they make sure it gets boosted out there, because I want to make sure through this again. There are some people, I don't trust for coverage, and I'll never say who they are, but they are who they are. But there are people I do trust. Again, I trust Yellow Flash for coverage, Ricada Law, and there's people who've covered this forever. You know who those people are. You go in, Come Geek Summit's one, and again, I hope he gets his shit fixed.
There's somebody covering it that has said behind the scenes that Johnny Depp don't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% they said that. Again, I'm not going to say who that is, but 100 and actually 10%. That he matters right now with those clickings, but he didn't matter before. His fucking case didn't matter. He didn't matter. Yep. So you get that, though. You get a lot of that. And that's one of the things that drives me nuts. Like, you take a risk. We sit out there for 2 years. And again, just like everybody else out here, that's tuned in. When you talk about men's rights issues, you take a huge chance. You take a chance with your channel. You take a chance with any platform that you build, because crazy people, they hate the idea of men actually having any kind of rights.
Yeah, well, it's really messed up because we've been going through this for a while now, and I think we talked about this on Saturday. That mattress girl, that guy was vindicated, and he's even after this, like, Johnny Depp he'll be in a different kind of situation because he's been uncanceled publicly by the public.
He's still
not business wise.
He'll still have that shadow on him though. Every time he makes a movie or something, they'll talk about this. They'll still attach to that stigma.
Yes, he'll still have that stigma, but with the public, if you go and just check social media, everybody is just about on his side, which is awesome to see.
I love it.
Nice to see that.
I love
it's one of the first times I've ever seen it.
That's what I've said.
But this is much bigger. And I'm not trying to put down Vic. I love Vic Mignogna, but Johnny Depp is like 10 times the size of him.
Yeah, that's not being cruel in any way. I think that's actually that's very true. Vic Mignogna, I would love to see both of them be publicly cleared, but with Johnny Depp, the profile of it, I'm still, again, I get so fucking annoyed by people that want to like throw that guy away because, again, one political statement and the guy's in Hollywood. I'm glad to know. I guess that it's true. Like, someone is always out there. Once you build up, someone is always out there trying to document your downfall. They want to watch you burn, and that's kind of sad, man.
Kind of like old Vicky Verse.
Oh God,
did you hear about Vicky Verse? Lives in a fucking charity shack.
Yeah. So here's something for people.
This is all public. That got put out in a court document. So
yeah. So the person that's been stalking my kids, that stalked my little kids, that called the police and said we were hiding bodies, and all this other jacked up stuff. Apparently, since 2019, they're doing this while living in a homeless shelter. They live at one of those places where you can work and do it, and that's messed up, man. Don't get your life back together. Just stalk those little babies.
It's like the only reason that these people are mad is because their life is so bad.
That's got to be it, man. There's no. I was looking at. I redacted that document yesterday after I saw it. Here it is. Give me a second. I'm gonna mail it to myself. I've got it on my phone. I redacted it on my phone. But yeah, so these. I mean that you have to be a you have to be an insane person though. Instead of fixing their own lives, that's the same thing that again that Depp or any of these other people get. People just want to. They just want to ruin someone else. They don't want to. They don't.
Jealous of other people's success when they should be worried about themselves. That's why it's a
That
sin.
that crazy person talked about taking down my channel and taking down my comic book. She hoped that if she could take down my comic book, it would mean we couldn't pay for surgery for my kid. Like that's what these fucking weirdos were saying. I was like, man, I wish I could. I'm not going to say what I wish I could do with them, but I don't wish them success. Let's just say.
Well, if she lived in California, the governor of California, DA, could do something for her because he presides over California.
I'm wondering. I keep wondering if
He holds offices there.
I just wonder if a homeless shelter, if you're living in a place and you're stalking people online, maybe that's not a smart thing. Maybe like the homeless shelter wouldn't find it good. I mean, as is, I kept thinking like, why would you do this considering like at any moment, like you have no money. If I were just bored and litigious, I could just sue you. I wouldn't get anything out of it, but I could own you forever. You know, just like I mean, I wouldn't do that because there's nothing in it for me, but I could. So I'm making sure there's nothing in here that can. I don't
She's
want
going
to
to probably
the
get out of the
organization.
precedent thing. I saw Ethan comment and say that it looks like that one will work this time for her.
Well, you would think they would learn something about maybe not wanting to fucking get yourself sued.
Her idiot buddy is still stuck, but because he is the ruler of California, he might be able to get out of it. So I don't know.
He presides over California.
It's true.
Yep. These are the dumbest people on the earth, man. Okay, I'm almost got this document ready. I was just making sure there's no. I don't want the guy who gave his declaration. I don't want his name on there, because I don't know who the guy is or anything like that. I also don't want to put the charity's name on there. It's not the charity's fault. Although I do, like I said, I have thought about, if you're living at a charity organization, maybe that organization wouldn't appreciate you stalking little kids in their name.
Yeah, I thought that person's life was bad. It's even worse than I thought after finding out that info.
That's creepy.
There's
dude.
nothing more that I can say or do to fucking let them
I can't
flap
make
in
it
the
worse
wind.
for them. I can't make it any worse.
Flap in the wind.
Here's their fucking thing. So this is part of so there's a lawsuit. Again, these crazy stalkers there. This is somebody talking about how I guess they don't have money and is saying she's been a resident at redact. I just put that over there. But she's at a halfway house basically because they gave the address and stuff. You could look it up. So since 2019, this crazy that Vickyverse that I've talked about, like stalking multiple people, trying to deplatform, going after channels, going after projects, just doing crazy shit instead of trying to make her life better. Living at a charity place where you'll work as well, where people are trying to put their lives together while in your free time stalking people, going on the farms, acting like you're some kind of mega badass.
I would think if you're so good at crunching numbers and all this shit, you could get a job.
Yeah,
but if you got a job, that free ride would go away too. Because you probably have to.
You know what though? If I'm living
to live there,
I don't want that kind of ride. Like I want to have my own place to live. I want more. I want to be happy with it. And, living like that. Again, I'm not saying anything for people who are in need, but I wouldn't be happy with it. Especially if I had enough free time that I could stalk people online and do shit like that. I would want to pick my stuff up and do something better. They could cover when they're wasting their time online too. Like if you're investing all your time like stalking a me or a Flash or somebody, you're not doing anything for yourself. Like we're small potatoes in that pond. You need to go talk about something that matters, you know? But anyway, so for the trial today, there were a couple other things I wanted to mention off of it. So you had Johnny Depp's sister was the first witness. There's an hour left of coverage for her. Let me pull up her. Let me pull up the stuff that I heard with her. What did you think about her testimony?
I thought it was good, but it looks like she was getting kind of tripped up because, I mean, Team Heard, when they were going after her, they were doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Team Depp was just sitting there and doing
just
nothing.
There,
fuck are you doing, man?
That's what I thought. I was like, dude, come on, man. You know, like save her, throw her a lifeline. You know. So she made a few statements though that again, I would rather you watch the stuff, but also I'm going to live tweet as much as like if I'm online, I'm going to just tweet it as well. But like all the different things, this is where she took the stand again. She was saying things like, she was talking about the mom. First of all, I think that they brought up his relationship with his mother for two reasons. Number one, to show what was going on. Heard attacked him with this threat. You know, when she puts the blackmail letter into play, that he's dealing with the death of his mother right then. And instead, you could tell if a person cared about you and they loved you, they would, even if you were divorcing, they would at least give you a little space to breathe. And maybe they put their arm around you and comfort you, you know, do something about it. Not her. She sent in a blackmail. And he was talking about how he comes from a background of abuse. You know, his mom she was abusive with the whole family. It was a complicated relationship. But even with that complicated relationship, he took care of his mother. You know, he said the mom called him one eye, for example, because he potentially had a lazy eye. That's what they thought they was going to have at first. And she made fun of him. She would hit him. She would throw things at him. And it's like, man, no wonder he's stuck with Amber Heard, because that was his upbringing. He didn't know anything
like that.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, man. You know.
Yeah, that's why when people say, you know, well, these relationships should leave, it's not for everybody. It's not so cut and dry sometimes. There's reasons that people stay in these toxic relationships.
Men can admit, like me, I'll be blunt with you. Like, I have a good relationship anyway, so this doesn't pertain. But if I didn't, I would never admit that someone was beating me or something, because if I did, people would just make fun of me and shit. They wouldn't help me, you know? I mean, that's the way men have to. And men are expected to hang in there. You know, by law, we're expected to hang in there. Like, if you had kids, you're expected to stay in the relationship. You have no legal rights. If a female had been beating you and doing terrible things, if you leave, you're going to be saddled with a lot of other things with it. You're going to be saddled with probably alimony if you're working. You're going to be saddled with child support. And if she makes accusations about that, on top of it, you'll probably spend a little time in prison or jail at least.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Leave
true.
all women.
Yeah. You know, and again, and there are a lot of male abusers out there too. You know, but we don't even know how many men are abused. You know, I love these people that throw around that. One of the things that they talk about with this case, like I've had this criticism thrown at me from media, and I'm sure all of us have, is the fact that we're somehow inflating numbers about domestic abuse. We don't know how many men are, because men won't talk about it. They won't get help. Like that guy who I've talked about him a bunch of times, but the guy who put together domestic abuse shelters for men, you know, he was doing it in Canada. He was the first guy to try to do that. He said that the reason that he was trying to do that, his name was Earl Silverman. All right, the reason that he tried to do that was because women could go just leave the home. When he left the home, the police told him, there's a group here for you, and it was an anger management group. So even though he was like, I got to get out of here, he was sent to anger management. because he obviously had to be the aggressor. Yeah, so
Of course.
he tried to open a domestic abuse shelter, and the government, they have all these subsidies. They gave him $1,000 one lifetime payment, and he ended up going bankrupt from it. And all of the hate and everything he received, plus going bankrupt, he killed himself because of it. So that's what male victims get.
They get a rope.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you mess with it? And again, I think most people out there don't want anybody being victimized. They don't want males or females being victimized. But there's a institutional power for that. There are a lot of people that make money, or they're put in power. Like Amber Heard is almost untouchable because she came up with a false allegation. Like people are even the mainstream is even afraid to talk about that and to be honest about it, because if you are, you'll get canceled out of the mainstream. Absolutely. The mainstream media, you'll get canceled in it if you tell the truth. So Depp's sister, I thought it was interesting her describing like when Pirates of the Caribbean takes off. He has to add bodyguards to his life. It's good. You can tell she's talking about it in good, and he's never complained about that. But she's talking about the insanity too. You have.
That's not his. He was big before that though.
Yeah, but not the. He became theme park big. He became.
Yeah.
That's when
true.
He started having like Jerry. He had bodyguards, but he couldn't go anywhere. He had no. She was saying he had like a modicum of personal life. He could go out somewhere, maybe eat, and now, no, not even.
I'm thinking because I liked his movies like way before he was ever in that. And I think back, Edward Scissorhands.
I like his weird movies. Yeah,
the movie where he was with the retard. What was the name of that movie?
Wasn't he in that Grape movie?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape with Leo DiCaprio. Mm-hmm. And then there's, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I mean, he's done a lot of really good movies.
I like his mob movies.
What was it, Ninth Window or?
Yeah, Ninth Gate.
Ninth Gate.
That's
a good
Secret
movie.
Window is what you're thinking
Secret
about. I like
Window.
that movie too.
Yeah.
I like his movie like Black Mass. Man, fucking that's good. Public Enemy.
Public Enemy's a good one too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of movies. People are naming all that, like Ed Wood. He's a versatile. When I've seen him in movies and they haven't worked, a lot of times, like it's a mainstream movie, and like The Lone Ranger. I didn't like that movie because
awful movie.
Yeah, and that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Actually, a movie that
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, he was.
his first movie. Yeah, fuck
yeah.
Well, he's a versatile actor. He just when you get to a certain level of fame, the people who really pay the bills are these giant, like a Lone Ranger. They're going to offer you a lot of money. I ain't going to turn that down. I don't hate on anybody for having that for show. City of Lies, that was a lot better than I thought it would be.
Oh, City of Lies is good. Yeah, I remember that.
Let's see. But she talked about that, and then she started talking about Amber Heard finally. When Amber Heard first came up, I thought this was interesting. She was asked, what did you think the first time that you met Amber Heard? And at first she said nothing. It was crickets, I mean, she sat there and you could just hear it like when we were playing with soundboard. It was all this. Yeah. Man, somebody needs to remix your sad crickets. I tell you, son.
I like my cricket because they don't sound like crickets.
They sound like an old wheel that needs some kind of rehab.
Yeah.
I love it. Actually, the first time, I thought that was hilarious when you were doing that with Anna.
Yeah. Fucking Lofty did his best to ruin it, though.
If you do not watch us all on Saturday night at Flashcast, you are missing an epic show. That is a show. Yeah, see, that's low enough. Like when you were first doing that, so that Star Wars girl, when Flash first got this, which every time she would talk, he would turn that on behind her, and because she always has these crickets around her house.
Yeah.
So she was like, I think I hear a cricket. What is that? And it was so enough that you couldn't see the little icon
Yeah, I
where
tried to
Flash was
make sure
talking.
that it wouldn't like how I'm talking now.
But then Lofty Pixels that was on there. He was behind the scenes talking to us, so he knew this joke. He comes out and he's like, "Hey, I don't know what's happening, but I think maybe that's coming from Flash." He's like, "Oh my God, Lofty!" I was glad that she destroyed him on that one. I don't remember the movie argument. Like a few weeks later, I was like, "That's what you get." But Amber Heard's sister, okay, she talked about the freeloading friends too. She actually brought them up, and I think that's a very good point. When you look through the list of people, there's a website called ifod.net. ifod.net. If you don't know the players in this thing, you should look it up because it tells you. I'm loading it real quick. It takes forever to load for some reason, but I think it's because it has so many icons. But check this out, Flash. Have you ever seen this website? IFOD.
I don't think so.
All right, check this out, brother. I'll show you. Give me 1 minute. I gotta find it. So here, check this out. You got like a list of all the players. Like it tells you who they are, and it tells you like their qualification. Like this guy, he's living rent free. This person lived rent free. This one lived rent free. I mean, you see this stamp over and over again on these people. But you get to know who all the players are in this thing. The one thing that you learn from all of this too is all of the people that are connected to her. They're a small group of people. They all know one another. They're all at the time they were all really good friends. In fact, like I like this because it lays out all of this stuff too. It lays out all of the abuse claims, and it shows you like, oh well, she supposedly was beaten. By the way, this is like the day or after, or a couple of days after. Here's her almost, her in a bathing suit running around. But this is the picture of her after she supposedly was beaten with all of her Confederates. These are the people that went and testified with her. This is at Coachella. And this tells you, like, this group of people are the ones that testify for her. And on the other side of it, you have Johnny Depp. He has law enforcement. He has people that, again, were employed by just random people out there. I think that's fascinating because they have nothing to gain. Law enforcement has nothing to gain when they side with Johnny Depp. They gain absolutely. She said they did. Oh man, law enforcement, they're gaining money. Like really, She said
He didn't get fired for that.
She said she tried to get them fired. She went after their.
How dare they not listen and believe?
Okay, so actually, somebody said. Heard wrote a note. So she was also the notes that were being passed. She actually wrote a note at specific timestamps too. So in the live stream, I have specific timestamps as well when she was writing notes when they were getting passed. So it wasn't just passing. There were time frames on there too. Here's another statement I thought was very interesting. When Johnny Depp traveled with Amber Heard. The sister is his manager essentially. She controls all of the business costs, operations. She'll get the rent rooms and stuff. She would book him an extra room, and the reason she'd book him an extra room is because Amber Heard would attack or fight so much that he needed a place to run to. That's crazy, man.
It's a good thing he didn't have any kids with her.
No, that's why. So the two dogs that they have, she makes abuse claims about the dogs, and I really think that the reason she did that is because they're her surrogate children. They don't have kids. Yeah, you can't say that he abused our, kid X and kid Y. So you gotta have somebody to blame, right?
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
Do the kids there. Hey, Fat Man, thanks for your membership, by the way. Of course, men don't talk about abuse. If you say he hurt my fifis, you end up with people like Nick and others who just laugh, and one day you wake up and say, I might as well make fun of myself. Well, I think that's different. Like when we would laugh about, oh, man hurt my fifi. Like if you told me that, you were in a relationship and somebody was hurting and beating you, I am a mental health professional, so I wouldn't make fun of your fees and that. I would definitely try to get you some help. I would refer you somewhere. And I think most people would be like that too if you legitimately were having a problem. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people out there too that will treat you like garbage. And you may not start making fun of yourself. You may feel like you're hopeless, and you may ultimately try to punch out. And that's what scares me about it. I don't want anybody Minecrafting themselves on my watch. So yeah, if there are people out there and you do have that, I'd be very clear. If you write me, again, I can't give you, there's a liability in that. And it goes with what I do, but I can try to refer you to somebody that will help. I'll do my best to do that. I can't, like I said, I can't be your therapist because there's a liability. There's a huge liability in that. I'm just not allowed to. And it's not, I don't want to, I can't, but I will refer you. I'll find you somewhere, or I'll try to. Let's see, oh yeah, we talked about the Heard Dior thing. We talked about the calling him an old fat man. She was also asked, did you see injuries on Amber Heard? And she was asked this a few times. The defense in cross, they were like, did you look closely? They made it sound like she needed to give her a body cavity search or something. Did you look at her in microscope? Did you did you tell her to spread and cough? I was like, Jesus Christ, man. But Amber also, she wouldn't sign a prenup. Like, there were a lot of people that have never heard the prenup stuff. I don't.
Did she?
There was, go ahead.
That kid she has that she rented a womb for.
Yeah.
Did she have a boy or a girl?
She had, I think it's a girl. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's a girl. Yeah, that's Elon Musk's baby, you mean?
You think it is?
Yeah, very much so. Okay, so you remember the Jennifer Howell deposition? So Jennifer Howell, they brought up the Art of Elysium, the charity. Okay, these people were very close with Amber Heard and her family. In fact, Jennifer Howell, that runs the Art of Elysium, the sister of Amber Heard, moved in with her when she left all of that. But she came to their aid over and over again. So she would go to their house. Well, she put out in her deposition, she talked about a lot of things. And they all came from the mom. Her name was Paige Heard. So they all came from Paige Heard. She said that Amber Heard, first of all, said that Elon Musk had given her bugged cars. He gave her some Teslas, and they had, according to Amber, they had bugs in there, like listening devices. And she also said that Elon was possessive and that Amber wanted to have babies with him. They got into a big argument because they had shared embryos. And she didn't know what happened after that. Well, I found it fascinating that we hear about this legal argument between the two, and then right before trial, when it was supposed to pop off, she has a baby, but again, it's a surrogate, so it came from an embryo. I think it was Elon Musk's kid for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it would explain.
Rocketman.
Well, it would explain some of that on the hook that she's got something on Elon Musk. I actually think it's more. I've heard some crazy stuff. I'm careful about saying any of it because I can't prove any of it. Some of it could be a kid, but I don't even think it would carry as far as she's gone. Like for example, I heard this. This was something I've heard from a few sources. So after Elon appeared on Saturday Night Live, we know that Grimes went into the hospital. They said that Grimes went into the hospital because they had some kind of mental health breakdown, but rumor has it that she went in because of substance abuse. She either had to have treatment or she had like an OD or something. I'm not sure where. But anyway, during that time, according to sources, Amber Heard kept contacting Elon Musk, and the people around Elon, they were like, what the hell is going on, Elon? Why don't you cut that string? Make her go away. Again, you're in a relationship with this woman. You're at the hospital with her, and she's on the phone with you, and he still didn't cut it. He also, when his baby was born, there's a picture of him setting with the baby born, and he has a phone in his hand. And during that time, he was taken up for Amber Heard on social media. So either she's got to have something on him because he doesn't just shill for her. I mean, she can't be that good in bed. That this bill he
Oh,
could buy.
I bet she's really good. The crazy ones are always good.
My God,
I mean,
that
like
good
I've said
though?
before, she cut his finger off, and he stayed with her.
I think
Or
he
she
was
cut
afraid
his
to
finger
leave.
off, and he stayed with her
I
because
think he's afraid to leave.
she's making that head spin, man.
No, I think it was afraid to leave. I think when she chopped off that head, well, I think you can make somebody's head spin also. You can manipulate them. But, after some woman chops off your finger and puts a cigarette out on your face, and you're like, oh, I'm trapped here.
Well, you're not
like,
supposed to marry the crazy ones.
but, people think, well, if I do this or that, maybe it'll get better. Like the guy,
I know.
he must have really, he wanted to be happy, man. Unfortunately, he picked the wrong person to be happy. She would never make him happy. She's a monster. She also said, so when Amber was told to stop being abusive, stop arguing and being mean, she told,
Somebody said very sexist. It's
probably.
true. The crazy ones are usually the best in bed. And she's crazy.
Something in there. It does make you. Again, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think that she's very manipulative. I think she's probably a damn good manipulator. She's got to be because I mean, the sex, the sex will last for a little while, but the sex it won't. It doesn't cover up for everything. Like when people are again chopping off your body parts and putting cigarettes out on your face. I don't think the sex is going to cover you after a while. But she told
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
In between, like getting vodka bottles thrown at you, I think it's time to go.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing. But again, I don't know. I don't know what motivated him there, and even bringing that up, I do believe it's easy to say leave that relationship, but for men, again, it's for anybody, a lot of victims, it's hard to get out of that. Men, though, again, societally, men are not allowed to walk away. Like you walk away, you're a monster and a scumbag, and you're automatically. It puts a bigger bullseye. He knew. I think he knew what she would do to him. I think he knew that she would falsely accuse him, and she absolutely did. But Amber Heard, when she was told to stop being abusive, Depp's sister said that she told him, "Get off your cross. Johnny likes it when I'm feisty." Oh, what a nut, man! I mean, there were a lot of statements.
Yeah, she's
The-
fucking loony.
Oh, she's a nut. She's a monster. Let me catch these super chats. What time is it? I think I'm gonna start wrapping up. Let me catch my super chats
Yeah, I was
first.
gonna say I'm about to jump out.
Yeah, just wait for a minute. I'll finish my super chats and then
All
I'll
right.
show you something in just a second. Just give me a minute. Yeah, every day at 5:30, I'm going to do these catch ups. By the way, we will catch up every single day of the trial. So even if you catch it, again, I feel like I've been covering this trial enough that I feel like I can give some insight into stuff. And Nick will be a good place to watch. Again, there's a lot of places covering, but I think Nick is very fair about what he wants to do with stuff. 2012, thanks for the 2. Emily Baker, yeah, she got struck. Yeah, I saw that. Chris Stanton, thanks for telling me. We figured that out there. Thanks for the 2. Thank you for bringing us real news. Hey, thanks for making this channel work. Appreciate you. Cynthia Cotney, thanks for the 20 there. Thank you. If AH's own words from the audio sections don't discredit her with a jury, then lose your faith in humanity. Yeah, when you're just like, you start physical fights and I have to leave. Yeah, if that stuff doesn't work, man. 20-felt Jameson, thanks for the 5. Tug, so does that mean that Law and Crime violated copyright? Yes. That means they are now violating copyright strikes? Yes. Somebody needs to really get a hold of YouTube or something, because they are violating, they are misusing the copyright system, and they're not only violating law, but again, if you do that repeatedly within the YouTube system, you're supposed to get kicked off YouTube. I don't give a shit if you're a giant network or not. They're violating that. They need to be kicked off. K-Rap, thanks to the 20. JD redeemed himself with the public. So when he made the announcement about his NFT project, it took down all of Discord. That's it for several hours because thousands of people were trying to join his Discord. Oh yeah, see, he keeps growing anyway. If you look at his Instagram, for example, it's grown over 12 million people. If you look at the post about him losing his job to Warner Brothers, it has 3.4 million likes. The average like ratio for an account out there is about 2 to 5%. A very successful one is about 8%. He has 28%. So that tells you he's growing. He made millions with NFT project again. And what I liked about his NFT project is you could take the NFT and you could pick up a real piece of art. So if you wanted a real piece of art by Johnny Depp, you could get a real piece of art. So I like having a physical piece of art. I think that would have been a cool investment. Barbara Beard, thanks for the 5. I didn't have $1,500 at the time for my kid was having health problems, but I would have loved to have something like that. I think that'd be awesome. Thanks for the 5. Who was JD's pitbull attorney thrown off the case? That Adam Waldman. When was he thrown off and by whom and why? JD's okay. So what happened was, again, he put out some information about documents that were used in the UK 2020. They came from the Virginia trial. She said that they were still classified, and the judge agreed with that, even though she leaked them to the public and put them on another thing. So it was a jacked up situation, and I'll talk about that maybe more toward the end of the trial because I have some ideas there, but they're not nice towards some of the people that go on, and it's a distraction, so I'm not going to mention that yet. So Invader Cool Studios, thanks for the 5. This is why I hate it when everyone has to put the gender conversation and discussion about abuse. Abuse is abuse, not men versus women. It should never, what's bad is, like for me, when I talk about it, I feel the need to actually say, when I talk about men, that doesn't take away from women. I should never have to say that, but I feel the need societally to still have to say that. That's fucked up, Honestly, there should be no caveat to it. Robin Hobday, thanks for the 5. AH made Christy feel bad about life, constantly texting her about JD, made Christy worry about wrong things. Like Christy's, in their heart. Yeah, I think when she was talking, she knew that AH was poison. But again, when someone else, it's their relationship, you can't do anything. And yeah, I think she was worried. I think she was worried about, somebody seeding doubt anyway. She's seeding doubt about the relationship. Amber Heard planned this for a long time. Back in 2013, she was already taking pictures right in, and she writes. Part of the evidence has her writing journal entries, essentially sending emails to herself. She planned this forever. Step Beyond Healing, thanks for the 2. Rebecca from Kentucky, similar abuse background. Christy ought to have been more prepped. Yes, that's true. With the descriptors, cruel, painful, distressing. She also could have turned that around and went after Amber Heard. Normally you can't do that, but she was invited to do it. She wasn't prepped well enough. Yeah, I hope other witnesses are. Fatman56, thanks for the 2. Can't Punch Out. I was bought with the blood of God. Okay, give me a second. I saw a couple more roll in. I had to refresh real fast. 1 second. Christine, thanks for the 2 there. Chrissy D did well. Stay calm and avoid traps. Yeah, the only thing that really, her pausing and thinking about things, I think that you never know. We can't see the jury. So I'm going to ask somebody that could see the jury, see what their thoughts think about it. And my wife brought me a milkshake. So that's good. And Invader Cool Studios, thanks for the 5. I have mixed feelings about NFTs. There's a lot of garbage out there. I don't like NFTs. I think they're terrible. But what I thought JD did well in that, again, if you don't like NFTs, he would allow you to exchange that or to basically pick up a physical art piece with it too. That doesn't depreciate in my mind. I'm old school like that. I like to own real art, so I would have loved to own a painted piece by him. I think that would have been cool. All right. Anyway, I think we covered everything. You want to say anything, Flash? Are you good?
You ready for day 2?
Yep. Also, back my comic if you haven't. Link is in the description. Yes, check out Yellow Flash's coverage when it comes up. Watch, again, Rick Hayda. I will live chat and stuff. But beyond that, thank you for tuning in. We are going to get out of here. Peace.
Bye.